My name's Tom, and today we're looking at Marketing Basic Training Session. Today we will define, introduce, and utilize basic marketing theories. Each step will help you understand in more detail where your current company is positioned and which future opportunities to explore. The training session goals today: firstly, we will learn the fundamentals of marketing and the marketing process, and secondly, acquire marketing knowledge for practical use. A quick foreword: rather than learning complex methods or unconventional techniques, let's focus on understanding fundamentals that can be utilized in a functional manner. And secondly, let's put our learning into action and apply our knowledge to real-world situations. The outline for today's training session. Firstly, we want to learn the basics of marketing. Secondly, understand the basics of marketing strategy. Third, explore research and analysis methods. Fourth, identify STP and learn how to embody it. And finally, utilize the knowledge gained from today's training to create a real-world marketing plan. Chapter 1. What is marketing? Chapter 1's goal: we will understand the role of marketing better. Okay, so what is marketing? How is it defined? Marketing professionals know that marketing isn't always fun, and it requires a wide range of knowledge in different fields. This is why marketing is so difficult to define clearly. Despite this, there are still a few marketing definitions which were coined decades ago, but haven't lost their relevance. Let's take a look at some of them. The American Marketing Association, they define marketing as the following: marketing is the activity, set of institutions and processes for creating, communicating, delivering, and exchanging offerings that have value for customers, clients, partners, and society at large. Philip Kotler, on the other hand, in 2012, he defined marketing as the following: marketing is the science and art of exploring, creating, and delivering value to satisfy the needs of a target market at a profit. It pinpoints which segments of the company is capable of serving best, and it designs and promotes the appropriate products and services. This is our definition of marketing, keeping it a little more simple. Marketing is a set of activities a company undertakes to promote the buying or selling of a product, service, or brand. Marketing value. What is marketing value? Marketing value for companies. There are three main points here. Modern companies rely heavily on marketing in multiple areas. Even in terms of sales, profits, there is a big difference between when companies focusing on marketing versus when they don't. And many companies continue to grow through clever marketing, even in fields where product differentiation is difficult. So marketing is one of the core activities of any modern company. Now let's look at marketing value for customers. More products are being made from a customer perspective and being released into the marketplace, rather than products released from a corporate perspective. In product development led by corporations, there is a tendency for add-on features and services to increase. And products and services created from the customer's perspective improve the lives of individuals and the economic activities of businesses. So marketing is valuable for customers too. Let's have a look at some marketing success stories. So here's a couple of case studies. Case study number 1, Sukiya Restaurant. To differentiate itself from other restaurants such as Yoshinoya and Matsuya, Sukiya brought a new targeting perspective to their gyudon beef and rice bowl dishes. These were originally very male-orientated. It succeeded in opening up a new market by adjusting its target to include families and women, by improving cleanliness and offering a wide variety of menus other than gyudon dishes. In fact, this marketing strategy has paid off superbly. and Sukiya has surpassed competitors to become the largest gyudon chain in the world. Case study 2, FedEx. FedEx, an American shipping company, was initially behind its competitors. This company's strategy was to offer good service at a lower price, but this did not differentiate them enough from others in their field, and sales were sluggish. FedEx changed its marketing concept to next-day delivery, creating an image that if businesses want to ensure the delivery of important items the next day, then FedEx is the only option. This image, combined with the values of trust and cutting edge, helped FedEx become the #1 shipping company in the United States. Okay, let's try an exercise. Stories of success. Why don't you write down some of your favorite companies that have succeeded with good marketing ideas? Let's pause the video and think about it for 3 to 5 minutes. Okay, so let's have a look at an answer example of a marketing success story. This example is Southwest Airlines. This airline specializes in domestic flights, and only short-haul flights at that. It has abolished business and first class, and all seats are the same. In-flight meals are not provided, and service is kept to a minimum. There are no seat assignments, and passengers sit from the back in order to which they are lined up. The airline has successfully marketed its low prices. To achieve low prices, the airline has sacrificed a number of things. It has abandoned the dependable hub and spoke routes, which were considered to be the most efficient way to transport people. It has also reduced maintenance costs by operating a single type of aircraft. The aircraft has now achieved a cheap and reliable brand in a variety of creative ways by thinking outside of the box. Example answer number 2. Dyson vacuum cleaner. The company is running sophisticated advertising to convey the message to consumers that it is the only vacuum cleaner with no loss of suction. Although the vacuum cleaner's suction power itself is said to be weaker than Japanese-made ones, the key to success is the new perspective of a no loss of suction. The company has identified a latent need with customers concerned with vacuum cleaner power decreasing. The company has achieved success in the red ocean of vacuum cleaners through its brilliant marketing. And now, answer example number 3, ASCO. In Japan, Kokuyo Corporation is one of the largest office supply companies, while Plus Corporation targets small and medium-sized businesses, ranking 4th in the industry. The Plus company decided to establish the company as more flexible than its bigger competitors in order to win the market. Among the advantages of this company was the fast and accurate delivery of office supplies from door to door at a reasonable price. Using this strategy, the company quickly captured the market. Initially, ASCO only handled Plus products as options for delivery. In truth, the company realized that the target customers didn't want to buy Plus products, but just wanted to minimize the hassle of shopping. As a result, the company changed its business model to collect office supplies for customers. So, in summary, marketing is creating conditions and systems that help selling. There are many success stories of marketing which confirm the importance of marketing activities for every company. Marketing has a value not only for companies, but for customers as well. Chapter 2, Marketing Strategy. The goal of this chapter is to understand the basics of marketing strategy. So what is marketing strategy? This point refers to all marketing strategies. Firstly, marketing strategy is a plan that outlines your goals, targets, audience, and how you will reach them effectively. Secondly, it's everything about creating a system that sells, including product research, budgeting, and sales forecasting. And finally, it plays a major role in company business strategy. The 3 do's of marketing. Number 1, develop a marketing strategy. This is a plan that outlines your goals, targets your audience, and how you will reach them. Number 2, create and promote marketing campaigns. This includes developing ads, selecting the correct media, and building relationships with the press and other influencers. Number 3, collect and evaluate data. Measure the results of your marketing campaigns and make adjustments as needed. Marketing strategy development. It is important to know how to create effective advertisements with high response rates. Be aware that many functions of marketing can be outsourced these days. Marketing strategy is something that you need to think carefully about. It's crucial to keep an eye on the latest tech news and keep up to date with all developments. Review and adopt new applications that make measuring marketing impact easier. Social media platforms have changed the game rules significantly. Just as the advent of gunpowder changed war strategy, the advent of new media can change your marketing strategy significantly. How to create a marketing strategy step by step. Today we're going to look at 3 basic steps in creating a marketing strategy. So step 1, research and analysis of your company's internal and external environment. These include models such as SWOT analysis and pestle analysis. Step 2, the determinant of STP. STP stands for segmentation, targeting, and positioning. And step 3, create a marketing mix. These are the 4 P's of marketing: product, price, place, and promotion. So, in summary, within marketing there are 3 main phases: strategy development, advertising and promotion, and effect verification. The basic flow of strategy development is as follows: research and analysis, STP determination, and marketing mix determination. Chapter 3, Research Analysis. The goal for Chapter 3 is to explore research and analysis methods. So what is marketing research? The AMA defines marketing research as the systematic gathering, recording, and analyzing of data about problems relating to the marketing of goods and services. Conducting research scientifically leads to objective and logical decision-making. Let's have a look at an overview of research methods. We should conduct research when existing information is insufficient. And marketing research in a narrow sense, this training only provides an overview. There are various research methods, and they are carried out depending on the purpose. This could be quantitative surveys, qualitative research, and commercial area surveys. Basics of in-house analysis. So in-house analysis requires a framework that helps to identify the company's strengths. Looking for strengths is important, but companies have to know not only their strengths, but also their weaknesses. However, identifying the company's strengths is the primary objective for internal analysis. We should also use a framework to help us with this. VRIO analysis is useful when you need to focus on your own business. The focus is on your own company, but comparisons with other companies is also a prerequisite. Let's take a closer look at the VRIO framework. The VRIO framework is the tool used to analyze firms' internal resources and capabilities to find out if they can be a source of sustained competitive advantage. So let's break this down into the 4 areas. First of all, value. Is it perceived by customers to be of a sufficient economic value? If the answer is no, the business isn't a possibility. Secondly, rarity. Is the resource rare in the competitive space? How much competition is there? Inimitability. Is it difficult to acquire or develop the management resources? How difficult is it to imitate? And finally, the organization. Are organizational policies and procedures in place for using the advantageous resource? What strategies will be applied? Let's have a look at the Rio diagram. This should hopefully make things a little clearer. First of all, we have to look, is the resource or capability valuable? If not, we are at a competitive disadvantage from the start. But if yes, we can then move on and look at the rarity of the resource or capability. If it isn't rare compared to our competitors, we are at a competitive parity, and this means we have no unique selling point over our competitors. If yes, let's move on. Have a look if the resource or capability is inimitable. If no, we only have a temporary competitive advantage before our competitors will start to copy what we are doing. If it is inimitable, we can move on, and we have to look, is the company well organized? Are we able to use these resources or capabilities in an effective way? If no, then we have an unused competitive advantage. But if yes, we find ourselves in a position where we have a sustained competitive advantage. External analysis. So let's have a look at frameworks that can be used as the fundamentals of external analysis. In business, the relative position and the company's situation in the external environment are very important. So let's take a look at your company's position. There are various frameworks for summarizing the circumstances surrounding your company, and now we're going to look at one of those in particular, the 5-force analysis. Porter's 5 forces analysis. This is a very useful framework to look at the different forces that can impact your company at any given time. In the middle, we have the industry rivalry. This focuses on the competitors already within your marketplace. To the left and the right, we look at the supply chain. We have the bargaining power of suppliers, and we also have the bargaining power of buyers. At the top of the diagram, we see the threat of new entrants. So these are competitors who are not in the marketplace at the moment, but could be entering any time in the future. And at the bottom of the diagram, we see threat of substitutes. These are companies who don't have a direct competitive edge with their products or services, but could definitely impact your products and services. Let's have a look at Porter's 5 forces analysis using an example of the company Uniqlo. If we look in the center again at the industry rivalry, who are the main competitors? Well, companies like Muji or H&M. If we go to the supply chain, we have the bargaining power of suppliers. One effect of this could be rising funds in developing countries. And if we move to the right to the bargaining power of buyers, then the rise of flea market apps and e-com platforms give a lot of power to the buyers there. We move to the top, we see threat of new entrants. A couple of examples of this could be within e-com, the company Zozo, or in casual wear, Nitori. And moving to the bottom, finally, the threat of substitutes. This could be a rental service such as Air Closet. Comprehensive analysis. SWOT analysis. This is a very popular framework that all companies use. SWOT is a framework used to evaluate a company's competitive position and to develop strategic planning. SWOT analysis assesses not only internal and external factors, but also current and future potential. As you can see from the 4 quadrants on the right, the diagram is split into S, which is strengths, W, which is weaknesses, O, opportunities, and T, which is threats. making opportunities work for your company is critically important. Let's look at an example of a SWOT analysis using Amazon Web Services. If we look at the strengths section, it is a cloud computing industry pioneer holding a 30% market share. It is a company that can continue to increase the amount of services and meet the detailed needs of engineers. But if we look at the weaknesses, there is a lack of experience with enterprise applications. Supporting clients from different industries is also difficult, and companies in the e-commerce sector are reluctant to use the sites of competitors in other industries. Moving down to threats, Microsoft and Google's entry intensifies competition, and rapid growth of Chinese companies in all global markets. So what opportunities are there for Amazon Web Services? Well, the demand for cloud development is growing rapidly each year, and distribution of information such as streaming content is growing along with revenue opportunities. Let's try another exercise. Let's do a SWOT analysis of your company's products and services. So pause the video and think about it for 3 to 5 minutes. In summary, every company needs to understand its internal and external environments. Various frameworks are available for organizing and analyzing a company's business environment. Choose the right one for your business and get started. Chapter 4, STP Marketing Model. The goal of Chapter 4 is to identify STP and learn how to embody it. So what is STP? STP in marketing stands for segmentation, targeting, and positioning. Businesses can use this framework to identify their target market, determine what position to take, and reach their target customers with the right message. If you're new in the market, you can't beat your competitors if you do what everyone else is doing. Find the best place to win market share. First, segmentation. What is segmentation? It is the method of dividing the market into smaller and more detailed categories. By finding segments or areas that your company can lead, you can curate greater opportunities. It is effective to find customers who are dissatisfied with the current situation. Basic income segmentation example. We have 3 segmentations here: mass affluent, middle class, high net worth. This is a simple example of how we can segment a market through income. Segmentation can be done based on a variety of factors such as demographics, psychographics, and behavior. Segmentation by demographics includes age, gender, family composition, income, language, race, and many, many more. Some examples of this would be women in their 20s focused on their careers, or men in their 40s focused on their families and careers. Segmentation by psychographics includes examples such as values, beliefs, hobbies, lifestyle, just to name a few. A clear example of this would be outdoor orientated and organic orientated psychographics. Targeting. What is targeting? Targeting is the process of identifying and selecting a specific group of people to receive a marketing message. Since a company has limited resources, it's important to focus their efforts on the people who are most likely to be interested in their products and services. The basic idea is taking your company's strengths, identify your customers' dissatisfactions, and then making a unique product that does not exist elsewhere. Let's try another exercise, giving examples of targeting. Write down any successful examples of targeting for your own company that you can think of. Again, pause the video and think about it for 3 to 5 minutes. Let's look at an answer example using Panasonic's toothbrush, the Pocket Dolt. Panasonic produced a new electric toothbrush targeted at older men. It became clear after the company launched target audience research that some segments, such as females and young customers, are untapped. This research led Panasonic to change the market position and targeted audiences for its electric toothbrush, the Pocket Dolt. As a result, this toothbrush became a bestseller. People in their 20s and 30s who brush their teeth at work evaluated features such as low noise, small size that fits in the pouch, and the ability to keep your bag clean after using the toothbrush. The 3 C's analysis really helps with targeting. The 3 C's are customers, competitors, and company. First of all, we should choose a customer segment. Secondly, check the strength and strategy of competitors. And thirdly, compare it with your company's strengths and strategic goals. Your message can then be targeted once the segment is identified. Positioning. What is positioning? Positioning is the process of creating a unique identity for a product or service in the minds of consumers. The purpose of positioning is to explain to the target audience the value of the product that other companies do not have. Positioning is important because it can help businesses to differentiate themselves from their competitors and to attract customers. It can also help businesses to increase sales and profits. This diagram is a positioning map. A positioning map is an easy and effective tool to compare your company's products to those of your competitors and identify new opportunities in the marketplace. This diagram shows 3 competitors within the fast food industry. So, concept of positioning. After determining the position, we summarize it into a concept. A concept is a central idea or theme that is used to guide the development and execution of a marketing campaign. A concept should explain the product benefits from a customer's perspective, not just list the features. Benefit is equal to the value for the customer. I don't want a drill, I want a hole is a famous marketing quote attributed to Harvard Business School professor Theodore Levitt. A reminder that businesses should focus on solving customer problems, not selling products or services. Now let's look at some concept examples using real companies. Cow Corporation, the science of scalp health. They released a shampoo that suppresses dandruff and itchiness, something that had never existed before. It has now become a long-selling product. Visional BizReach, a career networking platform. This concept was developed based on 2 statements. You want a high income, and if you can start working immediately. The company appealed to both job seekers and companies, and rapidly grew, focused on high-priced projects. In summary, by considering each facet of STP, you can understand where is your company's current position and where does it have to be in the future. Promoting products and services with a clear concept will increase sales. Chapter 5. Marketing Mix. The goal for Chapter 5 is to utilize the knowledge gained from today's training to create a real-world marketing plan. What is the marketing mix? The marketing mix is also called the 4 Ps. It consists of 4 key elements of a marketing strategy. We have product, price, place, and promotion. When formulating specific measures, consider the marketing mix. First of all, let's look at product. A product created after STP has a higher chance of success. Even if you think that the product is fixed and cannot be changed, you should change it to the extent that you can. For example, changing the size or design of the package can change the outcome significantly. Next, let's look at price. Price adjustments are limited by the product's cost price. All sellers have to think about the balance between price and demand. If the price becomes too high to sell, consider various methods that can help explain the price to customers. If possible, reduce the product size. For example, make bottles slimmer without changing their height. Add some decoration to the product package and make it look bigger. Change the brand and positioning, spreading recognition as a high brand. Offer extra payment options. If you are concerned that your customers may not be able to afford your new price, offer them payment options such as installment plans or financing. Next, place. Basically, a company has to use all available distribution channels online and offline. The following channels may be considered as basic distribution channels: online sales, e-commerce or physical store openings, pop-up campaign sites or shops, and there's a recent demand for live seller assistant instead of chatbots. A company may review distribution channels depending on the product. It means that 2 different products produced by the same company may have different distribution channels. And finally, promotion. The process of communicating the value of a product or a service to target customers to stimulate purchase or interest. Depending on the product, promotions may include online and offline promotional activities. The aim is to get the target audience to recognize, experience, and understand the concept of the promoted product. Here are some examples of promotional activities. We have advertising, events, in-store sales promotions, CRM activities such as mail distributions and push notifications, PR activities. These could include articles, interviews, tutorials, focus groups, educational sessions such as seminars and public talks, and promotional materials, printed flyers, and promo codes. Here is a final consideration. We must utilize PDCA. This stands for Plan, Do, Check, and Act. It's very common in marketing that everything may not go as planned. In theory, marketing may look very simple, but in reality, it's all about agile management of trial and error. There is no magic dust in real life. In order to achieve results, you need to work persistently through PDCA to find a solution that fits your product or service perfectly. The mindset of repeating execution and modification is also essential to marketing. So in summary, STP and marketing mix are very important. Consistency between STP, remember, segmentation, targeting and positioning, and the 4 Ps, product, price, place, and promotion, is very important for all businesses. When considering the marketing mix, do not deviate from the STP. If consistency cannot be achieved, the STP must be re-evaluated. And finally, why is marketing so important to every company? Even in its most basic form, marketing makes customers aware of your products and services, it engages your target market, and it entices consumers towards the final decision-making process. Thank you for your time today, and let's take all of these models and theories that you have learnt and apply them to your company. Thank you.